Hey guys, I'm Doctor McFarland and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at my all up front dock preset on the Tone Master Pro. Alright guys, as you see here on the screen, we have all effects right in front of an amp. And I really want to dial this one back and just be more traditional and not get crazy with all the tips and tricks and fancy stuff that you can do with guitar rigs these days. And some of you guys are still very old school and traditional, and you just want to put all your effects into the front end of an amp, and that is perfectly fine. And I'm here to tell you, you are okay. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to be crazy by putting some effects in the effects loop and some in the front and having all these crazy cables going everywhere. Sometimes you just want to plug straight in with some effects at your feet and just be ready to rock. So what I've done here in this preset is I have 4 different overdrives, and they're just 4 different flavors of like dirt, from like low gain, medium gain to higher gain type stuff. And then I have a tremolo, which is my preferred modulation effect. And then I have a swell, a digital delay, which could be any other delay that you want. Doesn't really matter. Then I do have a cloud reverb just for some more ambient, ethereal type stuff. And that is all going into the front end of a Princeton reverb. Okay? So those are my settings right there. But as you see, I also have the end of this split off. Okay, so how I did that was I clicked on instrument, and you go to the bottom and you choose the instrument split. Okay. Now, my personal desire, and this would be really cool, was to have some configurable signal paths. So I could go along here and I could click maybe like add block. And then maybe within that block, you can choose different splits. So if you wanted to have the swell and the cloud reverb more in parallel instead of series, you could do that. And you can actually do that by choosing some of these other options up here. You got parallel 1, parallel 2, but it doesn't also give you the option to split the end of the signal, which you may want to do if you want to go XLR to your front of house, but then take the 1/4 inch output or output number 2 and then send that to the input of an actual amplifier, which is what I've done here in this video. So right behind me is my Quilter Aviator Cub US. And I'm plugging that into one of the 3 inputs on the amplifier, and I'm just miking it up with a microphone so you can actually hear it here in the video. So this is what that sounds like. Let me turn off the cloud and the delay, and this is what we got. Okay, now what you're hearing straight from the amp is the built-in reverb, which kind of saves me from having extra reverbs within this preset. And how I have these outputs assigned is if I click on the top output, I have output 1 on, but output 2 off for the upper path, is what they call it. And then for the lower path, I have the output 1 off and the output 2 on. And if you're wearing headphones, you can listen to all those at once if you want to, or you can just turn the lower path off. Or if you're recording USB 1 and 2, you can have any of those be on or off as well. Okay, so that's how you assign the outputs in this configuration to an external amp, whether you're going effects return or you're going just into the input of the amplifier. And then the XLR out, which is my upper path, is seeing the full amplifier, which is the amp and the cab built into one. If you click on this, you can go and change things around. I actually have 2 microphones on this cab. I have a Royer 121. Then I have a SM57, which is a very classic and traditional guitar mic setup. And then I have the blend on the SM57, just a little bit more. So we have a little bit less low end and more bite from that 57. But it is a good blend of the 2. Okay, so the Lightyear and the Plumes are 2 of the newest additions on the Tone Master Pro, and they sound amazing. I like the Lightyear on low gain and high gain stuff. Let's just try it out on the low gain. So once again, just for reference, here's my clean tone on the bridge pickup of my really old 26-year-old Epiphone Sheraton. So say hello to Rebecca. Rebecca, everybody. Introduce yourselves. Here we go. So here's the clean tone. Okay, kicking on the light year is what we get. Okay, now this gain could go up a little bit more, so let's crank it up all the way. Okay, and then we got frequency and we have loudness. So I'm going to keep this down about where I had it. And then let's move over to the plumes. And this one actually has 3 different modes. I currently have it on the middle mode, which is the LED, which is a little cleaner, not as distorted sounding, and it has a really nice bloom to the sound. So here it is with it off. And with it on. So think of the Princeton reverb being cranked, and this is the sound that the pedal is giving you with a nice LED clipping and not a lot of distortion or really high gain type sound. It's just the sound of a good cranked up amp. And this is another rhythm tone that I have available. Now you can crank that gain all the way up, and this is what that sounds like. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Move that back down. And within the scene setup, you can actually take those parameters and adjust them per scene. So you can have just one overdrive pedal to cover all your gain needs and just switch between different scenes to do that. So I can show that off in a different video, but for now, let's move on to the Enchanter. Okay, now the Enchanter is your Paul Cochran Timmy. And this has the gain, bass, treble, and volume. And also there's a separate boost switch, but I'm just going to keep the boost off for now. And this is just a good, thick, mid-range type pedal. And this is what that sounds like. Yeah, so just a little bit thicker sound. The gain doesn't have to be really too high, but you can crank it up if you want to. And then last but not least, this is the full tone OCD, otherwise known as the CSD, compulsive disorder something, I don't know, whatever it is. So here we go. This is the settings that I have currently. This is the drive, level, and tone. I do have it on the low power mode instead of the high power mode, but you can experiment with that on your own. So here we go. All right, now I could put all these pedals in a mode called, so if you click on the name, you can scroll down and put these things into a switch link option, and you can make them be switch link A, B, C, or D. If I want to not stack these and just go from one to the next, you can just put them all in switch link. But for now, I'm just going to keep them where I can stack them if I want to. So let's say I want to put some light year in front of my OCD. And then turn that back off. On. Okay, how about the pinions in front of the OCD? Okay, so it just gives it a little bit of a lift when you're going for certain solos or maybe a thicker rhythm sound. And then you can do the same thing with the Enchanter. Here it is by itself. That one has more mid-range to it versus the OCD. Here's the light year in front of it. And then here's the pinions or plumes in front of the Enchanter. Now, I do not have a tube screamer in this one, and I really don't like tube screamers by itself. And if I had to have another switch or maybe just a few less options on overdrives, I might have either a Klon or a tube screamer for my boost, and then have maybe the light year or plumes as my low gain, then maybe the Enchanter or OCD as my higher gain, but maybe not all four, okay? So you can choose whichever overdrives or distortions you want in your setup, but for now, this is what I've chosen, okay? Now, going over to the tremolo, this is a really great effect, and I just love it. So here it is on the, let's do it on the neck pickup on this one. And for me, that's all I need, okay? So going over to the swell option now, I kind of combine this with the other two effects. So I got my swell and the delay and the cloud, and this is what this sounds like. All right, now looking at the foot switch assigns, we have a page 2 now as of the latest update. So we can go over here and we can set up different scenes or combinations of on and offs and parameter changes that we want. And then I can switch between the stomp versions where I can just turn things on and off one at a time, or go over to my scenes page. And then with one button push, I can recall any sound that I want, okay? And if you want to see me set up those scenes, leave a comment down below and I can do that in a future video. All right, guys, so this is really a simple setup. It's great for jamming. It's great for writing. I can have multiple different overdrives if I want to record different rhythm parts or different lead parts. And it's just good classic rock and roll tones. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you want to use my affiliate links down below, I have some available for Zounds, Sweetwater, and Amazon. So if you want to support the channel and you were going to buy something anyways, don't go into debt or spend more money than you have to. But if you were going to buy something anyway, then please use my links, and I would greatly appreciate it. So thanks, guys, for watching. I'm Dr. McFarland. I'll see you in the next video. Keep rocking.